AFC firms, welcome to another edition of our tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at deeper tactics for different scenarios in games, be it when you're defending, when you're trying to control possession, or when you're trying to see out a lead. We have different deeper instructions for all these, and I'm going to be taking you through them. So let's dive in.
A promising looking attack.
Now we're going to talk about the attacking fullbacks instruction on the D-pad. You trigger it by pressing the up button and then the left button. This triggers attacking fullbacks. Now, what this essentially means is that your two fullbacks will go forward. They will bump forward at every opportunity. This is very effective when you're chasing the game towards the end of the game and you need to put pressure on your opponent to try and get that equalizing goal or that winning goal if you're that competent. This is a good move to use. This push your two fullbacks forward and overload your opponent. But he has a drawback. The drawback here is that if you lose the ball, you could easily get countered because your two fullbacks are already out of position. So you need to move your ball accordingly and make sure you don't lose possession anyhow.
A promising looking attack.
The striker dropback instruction is used when you're trying to see out the game. This means one of your striker, if you're using two or if you're using one, will constantly drop into the midfield to maintain the shape and to make sure your midfield is not overrun. This is very good late on in the game when you're trying to preserve a lead. You do this by pressing the down button on the D-pad and then the up button on the D-pad immediately. This will help you see out more games that you can count.
A promising looking attack.
The sideline instruction is used in situations where your opponent is actually outnumbering you in the middle of the pitch and then your opponents are packed narrow and you need to just stretch your opponents. So this sideline instruction allows your wingers and your fullbacks to stretch the pitch. This way you can make a move from one side and then switch the ball to the other side with enough space for you to actually attack and cause damage to your opponents. As you can see in this video, Salah is very free on the opposite side with this yard of space without any opponents close, and this allows you to now make a direct move and hurt your opponent in the way you want. This move and this instruction is actually a very, very valuable instruction in your build-up play. When you notice your opponent is packing the middle up and there's space on the wing, you switch to this and then you enjoy much more freedom. All you need to have in your arsenal is someone that can make those switch. To activate the Offside line instruction, you need to press the up direction on the D-pad and then followed by the right direction on the D-pad. Up and then right. Very fast, you make sure there is not too much time between it. The up button and then the right button on the D-pad.
A promising looking attack.
So one of the most important D-pad tactics in FC24 is the offside trap. Now, how do you set the offside trap? You set it by tapping the D-pad down button twice. Tapping this will actually activate the offside trap and your defense line will take 2 to 3 steps forward. Now, this is very important to help you reduce the pressure on your back line and is also very effective in disorienting the opponent's attack. Now, you have to get this timing right because if you don't, your opponent will have easy access to your keeper by just walking straight through. So there are key things to look for when you want to get this right. Now, the number one thing is when your opponent makes a back pass towards the midfielder. That's when you need to double tap it to move your defensive line upward also. If your opponent is trying to switch the ball across the wings from one side to the other, you need to also keep up with it by using your offside trap, which is by pressing the down button twice. This helps you keep your pitch compact, but in order for this to be effective, you need to get the timing right. And also it helps when you have center backs that can run with good pace.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe.